So 2020 was weird for all of us. So weird, in fact, that I am going to make my yearly video in the same format as my commentary videos, where I usually just play clips of my year, hanging out with friends, trips, over copyrighted music. This year literally made me grow up in ways I could not imagine. And to think about how different life was at the beginning of this year compared to right now is absolutely insane. I started off my year working somewhere I hated, only living in this house and taken. And just like all other years, I didn't have any direction whatsoever. I was literally just vibing, floating in space, emotionally and mentally. Sam and Ellen. Weekday the 5. I had no goals. Sure, there were things that I wanted, but my life just seemed to go in no direction whatsoever. So even though the year started pretty chaotic compared to others, as you might have known, there's been a ton of earthquakes. The year's news were extremely different. I feel like people thought this was really the apocalypse. But really, my life wasn't that much different, you know? And then, I got broken up with. Just a bit after Bad Bunny had dropped his new album, what the— Oh, and also there was an pandemic starting. Honestly, this pandemic really was the thing that changed everyone's lives this year. And just in case you don't know, things will never go back to pre-COVID times. We will live a post-COVID life, which will be completely different. But before I tell y'all how I feel, I want to make it very clear that this has been horrible for those who have lost their battle with the virus. And I can't imagine what it is like to be a frontline worker right now, not only in the medical field, but for essential workers. That being said, the staying inside part has been my favorite part of all. I have thrived staying inside. I do not like going out. My social anxiety has never been more controlled. I didn't have to go out. I didn't have to see people I didn't want to see. I didn't have to deal with people that I didn't want to see for a few months. I enjoyed staying inside. It's not as hard as people make it out to be. If you don't have to work outside and you just want to go out and party and do all this stuff, don't. It's not hard to stay inside. My birthday party was through Zoom. Do you think I feel like I sacrificed something? Of course, life inside is extremely different. I really missed my friends most of all. I also miss going outside to eat or things like that, but I think it was just worth it to, you know, save some lives. I don't know if some people would consider that. This year really kind of made me stop and gave me a break, in a sense, to sit down and really think about my priorities and where it is I wanted to go. Because like I said, I was directionless at the beginning of the year, and I have been for these last few years, almost decade.
Thank you, Kiara, for getting me drunk.
So as the months went by and restrictions wavered and I sat down to see what were my priorities, how did I want to make content, I just realized I love making content, of course, and that is something that I want to do probably for the rest of my life. I will always be an artist. I'll always be doing things that hopefully people find entertaining. Oh yeah, by the way, I have a new cat. His name is John John. Got something to say for yourself, John John? I honestly think that as time goes by and we heal from a lot of things, may that be trauma, may that be just past painful things that have happened to us, I think it is possible to just slowly find your way out of the hole. This was also the year I grew up. I feel like I've always been mentally 16 and very immature, so this year really made me grow up. Something I not only learned but had to really live through and really had to apply to myself is that healing isn't linear. I don't think there's ever gonna be a moment in my life where I'm just good. There's always gonna be good things, bad things. And as a part of that, I learned that one of the most important things is making sure that you have control over where you want to live a bad life. Do you want to live a bad life where you put yourself in those circumstances, or a life where you have no control over that? I think I learned that, and it's made me grow and overcome a lot of my fears and anxieties about life. Of course, just like everyone else, I think this year was very particular. I think the circumstances have really shown our colors, especially the government's colors. I think if we all have to be grateful for at least one thing, it's that we still have the chance to grab our life and make it something better. Of course, if we can, you know? Empathy is a big part of what I learned even more this year. Thank you to everyone who is in my life and has been in my life for the past 9 years that I've been making these videos. Even if you aren't in my life, I still appreciate you. And much like the quote says, you haven't met everyone that's loved you yet. And I like relishing in those possibilities. I can't believe I've been making these videos for 9 years already. And I always hope that even though it's just footage of what I've gone through this year, I still hope you can enjoy it. I hope you enjoy the playlist, and I will see you all in 2021. Hopefully there's just a ton of amazing content and amazing stuff that happens to all of us next year, and I can't wait for all of it. See you guys.
Deseo mucho perreo,
Yes,
sateo y la sanidad mental mía y económica.
Yeah.